The World Economic Forum's 2026 Global Risks Report confirmed economic coercion has surpassed climate change and cyber attacks as the highest systemic risk facing states. Many organizations still operate under the assumption that global commerce is a sprawling, decentralized web where no single actor holds absolute power. This chart clarifies the reality. 88% of all global transaction volume flows through a tiny handful of centralized U.S. jurisdiction platforms. Major powers now treat dollar clearing, vital cloud infrastructure, and energy corridors as weaponized tools rather than neutral mediums of exchange. Controlling these dependencies gives an authority the ability to flip them all off simultaneously, activating a geoeconomic kill switch. Your greatest existential threat isn't a competitor or a cybercriminal. It's the specific architecture your operation quietly relies on every day. This 9-layer matrix maps the kill switch arsenal, ranging from financial to geographic blockades. These vectors target foundational pillars. Swift exclusions freeze trade, while energy terminations sever the supply chain. The strategy has evolved towards simultaneity, triggering all 9 layers at once to paralyze the target. We saw this in 2022, when Russia, holder of the world's 4th largest reserves, had $300 billion frozen in a mere 72 hours. A coordinated kill switch event triggers an architectural severance, designed to collapse a target's liquidity and operations before a response can even be formulated. This data reveals a massive bypass deficit. Alternative global infrastructure currently handles only 12% of the world's exposure to the dollar-based system. To bridge this gap, many entities attempt to migrate to state-owned alternatives like China's CIPS. This creates a bilateral surveillance trap, where an organization simply trades the Washington panopticon for a Beijing one. True sovereignty requires the ability to transact without any single political actor possessing the power to unilaterally observe or terminate the flow. Swapping one centralized power for another provides no security. It only changes who holds the kill switch to your business. Once the switch is flipped, diplomatic maneuvers offer no protection. Survival depends entirely on pre-positioned parallel architecture. This creates a critical 72-hour window. Maintaining critical flows through independent channels for those first 3 days breaks the cascade, turning an instant collapse into a manageable disruption. Those who haven't built a 72-hour bypass beforehand will see their operations permanently freeze before they can find an alternative. The most resilient actors are sovereign weavers, entities that deeply integrate into multiple competing global networks simultaneously. Singapore and the UAE utilize this model, making themselves so indispensable that excluding them damages the attacker as much as the target. Switzerland has maintained this for over a century, relying on deep architectural integration rather than mere diplomatic statements. Organizations must now begin a quiet build, auditing their exposure and constructing a financial national mesh. This parallel network must be built without drawing global surveillance, since signaling your intent can trigger the exact exclusion you want to prevent. In a weaponized global economy, sovereignty lives in the physical and digital architecture you build to maintain the flow through disruption.